Hello everybody, my name is Kathy Jarvis and welcome to Country Girl. And today I'm going to discuss why I chose the propane heater over the kerosene heater to heat my unheated greenhouse during the last ice storm. Now we've had this kerosene heater for ages. I know at least 20 years, if not more. And it's always worked well, but it's kind of a hassle to work because you have to fill up the tank with kerosene. You have to use the right type of kerosene, and whatever you do, do not mix it with gasoline or anything like that, or you'll blow yourself up. You need the siphon pump to get the kerosene into the heater, or a funnel. Siphon pump works much easier. And then you have to wait a half hour for it after you fill it before you can light it. And that's one of the problems with the greenhouse. You don't want to wait a half hour. You have to wait a half hour for it to cool down, and then another half hour after you fill it before you can start it again, which means your greenhouse is going to be cold for at least an hour. So that's two reasons I don't like it. The hassle of filling it, and then the wait time. Also, it only burns for about 11 hours. So that means you can't leave it on for like all day. You have to check it every 11 hours. Once you do light it, you have to wait 30 minutes to keep regulating this knob to get your front flame to be just right. And then they say you should go out and check it at least every hour after that to make sure it's still burning correctly. Now, what I do like about it is that it does have an automatic shut-off valve, and that will shut it off if things get tipped over. I like the fact that it only requires 36-inch clearance all the way around. What I don't like about it is this thing gets extremely hot. You don't want to put your hand on the top of it or anything while it's heating up. I like the fact that it has a tray to catch drips. It also has this little level, so you know you've got it set in level. So another thing is it takes 2 D batteries for the automatic ignition to work, but you can light it without that if you have to. This tank holds just about a little over a gallon of kerosene, and it burns at 12,300 BTUs. And the kerosene that we got is 2.5 gallons, so it can fill this thing 2.5 times. And this costs about $26 at the big box store. So it's a little bit more expensive than the propane as far as refilling it. So to light this, you have to push the button down, this set lever, and that will set your automatic shut-off valve. Then you take this and you raise it to the full height. And you should have this open while you're doing that. And there's a tray here. And when you raise this up, this should not move at all. And if it moves, then you've got to reset it. That's another thing. There's a lot of things to remember on setting it. Then once you get this, then you just push this button down, and the ignition plug will light up, and that will get your wick burning. Now that's another thing. The wick should be cleaned at least once or twice a week if you're using it every day. And to do that, you have to put it on high and leave it burn for a little bit, and then go back down. It does not hurt this if you run out of fuel and it keeps on burning. It'll just clean the wick that away. You do have to put these together when they come out of the box. They do not come completely assembled. So you have to remember that also. It's not like your other heaters that you just pick out of the box and they're ready. You have to put these, but they're very simple to take apart. Just pull the handle off like that. Lift this up and you'll see the inside of the burner. And you need to clean this out before you start the season. This one's got dust in it yet, so I need to clean that dust out. And this way you can check your flame. The only problem is they are a hassle to change the wick, because you have to take this off and then you have to unscrew it down here and pull the complete thing up to get to, and unscrew it here to take this complete thing off to get to your wick. And then you have to find the correct wick for the model that you have, and follow the directions on how to replace the wick. So it's a lot more things that you have to keep in mind with these type of heaters compared to your propane heaters. And I actually prefer to keep this one in the house for emergency heating in the house. That way I can keep an eye on it and adjust the wick without having to go outside. And for that hour that needs to be cool down and heat back, that you need to wait for it to cool down, then wait again after you fill it up, you're not going to get as cold in the house as the greenhouse is. So this is my indoor backup system. Alright, as you can see, we've got this thing burning. Now we haven't used this for a while, so it's going to take a little bit of time for that wick to burn, so I can adjust it down. You don't want to leave it burn real high, because that will give you kerosene odor and increase your chances of carbon monoxide, especially if it's in a house. You don't want really, really low for the same reason. It'll burn too slow and you'll waste, you'll get a lot of fumes and smoke. So you gotta find that just right bubble. And they recommend that just be about 1/2 inch flame, all average. And it's kind of hard to tell what the flame looks like, because it's pretty much just a glow in the camera here. But it is working. I can feel the heat already coming from it. It hasn't even been on for 4 or 5 minutes, that's that much yet. So, like I said, this is a good indoor emergency heat. Now this kerosene heater can be used indoors safely. I would not fall asleep with it on. But if you are using it inside, remember that you cannot regulate the temperature on it. The only way you can do that is either to shut it off, wait a little bit and turn it back on, or open a window to get some ventilation. And you really should have a window open just a little bit, just for your own safety. And always have a carbon monoxide alarm going when you have your heater going inside. Now, to turn this heater off, you just simply turn the knob back down. That lowers the wick and turns it off. So, remember, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found something interesting in it. Hope you learned something. And if you use this for your greenhouse, or if you use it in your shop or anything, let me know how well you like it and which one you prefer best. And remember, dream big. Follow that dream, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.